Sydney Rabbitohs. It's Friday, 6 p.m. from Scully Park. It is in Tamworth. Obviously, if you are unaware, if you're listening to this and it's the first time and you're going, why are the Brisbane playing at Gabba? Why are the Rabbitohs and Tigers playing at Tamworth? The Women World Cup is here for soccer, so it is there, and that felt so weird saying soccer. It's here for the Football World Cup. The Tillies are playing. The whole of Australia is getting behind them, so these guys will play from Tamworth.
Can I give a shout out to the Women's World Cup here? Chantel Swaby, I watched you on the weekend, and oh my God, you are a champion defender, and hats off to her because she played incredible. Chantel Swaby, number 4 for the Jamaican female World Cup team, really, really impressed me.
It's also the tallest player on the pitch that he saw and looked up her name. But Baxter, take it away with the home team. Talk to me about this West Tigers side.
Alrighty, we've got Dream Buller, Rookie of the Year at fullback, David Nofaluma, Stafford, Toa Junior Tupu, and Charlie Staines makes his return into the first grade squad to make up the back line. Dane Laurie shifts to 6. Luke Brooks back from his hamstring injury into 7. Stefu Ukumoatu, Api Coruscant with his contract extension, and David Clement to make the front row. Isaiah Papali, John Bateman, and Fauna Paul to round out the back row and lock. Will Smith, Sean Bloor, Alex Tour, Assi James to make the interchange versus Justin Matamuwa, Asu Kapatoa, Jake Simpkins, Tommy Talusu, and Dallin Del Silva to make the extended bench. Don't at me. English ain't my first language. So, what can I say from last week? Thursday night, I think it was, against the Dragons at Wynn. You started poorly. You came in the contest, looked like you were going to get the chocolates. Didn't, unlucky, but it just seems to, again, front office everything surrounding the playing group, white noise just seems to just creep in within this team. You got Benji, a.k.a. the assistant, a.k.a. the head coach, the shadow head coach, not getting on with Scott Fulton, the recruitment manager. Benji wants one bloke, Scott Fulton wants another. They do deals behind each other's backs. Benji wants Aiden Caesar for a year. Scott doesn't. Offer still made anyway. I don't know a club that does that in the NRL. I don't think Trent Robertson from your guys would go after a player without the consult and guidance of a recruitment officer. So I just don't know what's going on with the West Tigers. They re-signed Appy, which is good. They took out the clause within his contract to extend him for another 2 years. Good to see that he's made a comeback from that broken jaw in that same game that Luke Brooks did do his hammy in. So it's impressive. He is a winning. He's a player from a winning system at Penrith, and I think he is trying to spread that winning or standard of style football throughout the whole club, and I think Benji will get the most out of him. But that's all I can say positively about the West Tigers playing group.
Yeah, it's definitely a struggle. Each time you think they take 2 steps forward, they take about 16 steps back. And for a Tigers fan, I guess that would be very frustrating because you look at, okay, you didn't bring in all these massive, massive players, but you did obviously bring in Api Coruscant, John Bateman, Isaiah Papali'i. You had Jareen Buller obviously debut. He was brilliant, and you started to go, we're turning the corner. We're going to start turning around. We've got the big boys to lead us forward. The rest will kind of fall into shape, and then it kind of just fell to shit, if I'm being completely honest. And we always say you can't finish worse than 16. For the first time, you can finish worse. They lost that Battle of the Spoon last week at Wynn Stadium, and it looks like they're going to finish with that wooden spoon. But I guess like you said, you've got all this drama of, is Benji fighting with the coach? Is he fighting with the recruitment officer? Is Benji going to be the coach next year? You've got that big man in the number 8, Mr. Stefano.
With his clause. Oh.
Who puts a clause in someone's contract when you're trying to build a team, you're trying to turn a corner, and you go, listen, if we don't make the top 8 for the next 2 years, you can walk away for free. No, you want to sign a contract, sign it, done, move on.
From what I've learned is that when they signed him, I think he's on overs at the time when he signed money. So to sort of not fall into a trap of signing a player on big money for signing a player for long term on potential for big money, they've really reduced it. Instead of 4 years, they really said, well, in 2 years, if you don't meet ABC, or if the playing group don't meet ABC, well, then you become a free agent, and that contract is then null and void, and then they don't have to pay, going forward to try and rebuild this, to try and rebuild the squad. So I think that was a good idea at the start, but since then he's just been playing up to that expectation, and he has really ramped home how well you can do if you just knuckle down, play ball, shut your mouth, play your role, and just do your job. And he got that call up from New South Wales, so be it, whatever. But man, oh man, like if they're not making finals appearance this year, so what? Who's he really going to go to for a finals appearance?
Well, I mean, you can go to, I think, anyone from that. Maybe even the Cowboys, like from that 6 to 8. If you get him as a bench player and you say, "Come play here,"
but
you're gonna lose $100,000.
Realistically, let's have a look. Okay, on the current ladder, who's really needing him? Who really needs
him? Because you look at Penrith. Did they really need Tyrone Peachey this year? No, but they got him, and look how much that's helped.
Yeah, but they got him on a cheap too.
But he's going to be on a cheap. It's the same thing you say.
No, he won't be. He won't be on a cheap.
If you want to win premierships, you always say you have to take pay cuts. So if he ever wants to win a premiership, he's not going to do it at a club on $600,000.
For sure, but okay, we talk about premiership winning clubs. Do Penrith need him right now? I'll probably say no. I'll probably say not, because they could just bring another junior up to just.
Yeah, they can bring another junior up, but there's no guarantee. Like, he's playing good football in a shit side. You put him in a system. Look at Viliami Kikau. Obviously, he's played 4 games. He was terrible for 4 games before he got injured. But at Penrith, he was an absolute world beater.
Oh, that's just because they put him in holes.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You get a system where, imagine if he's running off Harry Grant, who he's got Ryan Pappenhausen when he's fit inside him. He's got Cameron Munster running on the other side.
I really reckon the only club, and this is hypothetical, Raiders. From what I've heard, before the start of the season with the Raiders, they try to scout back as much money as possible so they could put that big money offer to Jack Whiten. Obviously, that hasn't gone to their plan, but now they've got all this money in their pocket, burning, really. And
you're not going to spend that. You're not going to spend that on him because you need
but you're gonna get a decent halfback. You got Josh Papali'i, who's probably going to retire at the end of this year, maybe next year. So with Josh Papali'i's rep contract money, with Jack Whiten's current money, with the money that you've saved, you can probably go out and buy a half. You can probably get Steffo at maybe say $450. Depending on what what you have to pay him for a rep player now, maybe another youngster to fill a squad role. So really, Raiders, as I say, the Raiders is the only club I see going forward that they could really.
Let me ask you this question back. So let me ask you this question: Cowboys, okay, as a bench depth, do you take him at 250,000?
If you for the right price, I'd take him.
That's what I'm saying. Do you take him at 250,000?
what if that's the minimum you have to pay him because he's played State of Origin? Yeah, I'll take him. If you
his contract's for $270,000, you're gonna take it. Take a pay cut. 220. You're out.
if we I'm talking as a cowboy. If we said to him, we're going to offer you the minimum amount, and he said yes, that's it, done.
That's what I'm saying.
signing.
His contract is only worth $270,000.
I'd take him, but it's
But when I go back to which club will take him for $270,000, that's a risk majority of clubs will take for backup depth.
Oh, for sure. But I think most of these teams, salary-wise, I don't think they would. There's wiggle room, but I don't think with Stefu's management, I don't think they are looking to play cheap ball here. I don't think they're going to be taking
It's
unders.
not about playing cheap ball. You're not
No,
going to
I don't
offer him
think
much more. He's not a player that's going to go into most starting lineups. He's a bench player.
No,
he's a depth player.
Yeah, he's a depth player, but I think he has that trajectory of playing first to be starting every game at a good club to then kicking down the door for New South Wales to be starting front rower. If Junior moves on and or RCG doesn't get selected, so put him in a good side with good on good money on the right money. I think he'd be anybody's gain moving forward. But Raiders, I tell you, if they've got money to burn, I'll be hitting them up.
Well, let's talk about the side that I don't think will be able to afford him because they have a lot of salary cap tied up over the next couple of years with that man you just mentioned, Jack Whiting, coming in. But you've got the return, and I'm going to put quotation marks because we said this last time and he didn't return, but
that was 2 weeks ago.
Latrell Mitchell, you got Alex Johnston, Isaiah Task, Campbell Graham, and Tane Milne, with Cody Walker and Lachlan Ilias in the halves position, with Jai Arrow, Damien Cook, Hamed Saleh, Mr. Keon, Jacob Host, and Cameron Murray to lock the scrum. You then have Davey, Moali, Siliva, Havili, Jed Cartwright, and Thomas Burgess on the bench, with a bench of Blake Taft, Shaq Mitchell, Tallis Duncan, Peter Mamazoulis, and obviously Dean Hawkins in the 22 jersey. So a very, very strong lineup. And arguably, this is the lineup I would have loved to see take on Brisbane last week. But I also think we're not too far away from seeing this team go against a few heavyweights come finals, because like you said, they've still got to buy. They still should win 1 or 2 games at the end of the season, and that should be enough to get them in that top 8 and lock the way for finals football. And like I said, they still have Jack Whiten to come into this squad next year, which is going to be absolutely terrifying. But Baxter, I guess from 2 down, it kind of talks for itself. You've got the squad in place. Let's go a little bit different on this South Sydney talk. Talk to me about, obviously, yes, it's just the Tigers. We're expecting them to put on an absolute belting. I'm going to go 13 plus. I'll throw it out there right now. But talk to me about what you expect from Latrell Mitchell in his comeback game. Now, he's been out for a couple of weeks. Is he going to come back? Do you think he fires? Do you think they get to a lead and pull him off? Like, how would you manage it if you were in charge of this South Sydney side moving forward?
Yeah, look, I wouldn't be pulling off anybody in the NRL, unlike you.
Why not?
But I'd substitute him off for another player. Yes. Do I think he makes his return? I think you have better luck putting your hand in a lucky dip and pulling out $1 million. Nonetheless, if he does play this game, I expect the Bear to maybe C- effort moving forward. Don't push it. Test it, but don't push it. You know, if you've got 10 meters in front of you, maybe take 8. Pass it, draw and pass. Maybe looking for Campbell Graham on the outside shoulder or Isaiah Tass. Just do what is necessary for the team to move forward. Now, that's not saying pick up loose balls, run 100 meters and whatnot. Save your energy, save the legs. Coming back from injury, only, as I said, test it. Don't push it. Nonetheless, I don't think he's going to come out with that mindset, and he's just going to go full ball. So, yeah, I haven't really seen the Rabbitohs schedule moving forward, but I know they do have a bye at least. which
They have a
I think,
bye in round 26 before they face the Roosters in the final round.
oh wow, what a day to get a week off before. What a week to get a week off before your arch rivals. But yeah, look, their win home, their run home looks tough. So hopefully they can get. At the moment, they sit ninth because I'm for and against. Hopefully they can jump the Eels this weekend with a massive win. And jump to 26 points with a big addition to their 76 plus for and against, and sit eighth, just behind the Cronulla Sharks.
Well, let's run through that just quickly. Obviously, first, West Tigers, Souths. What's your prediction on that one?
I'm going Souths 1 to 12. I think they get I think Tigers come up with a fight like they did last week, but yeah, I think their fight only lasts 20 minutes, and Souths just do enough to win this game.
All right, so with that win, obviously South Sydney moved to 26 points. Let's try and predict this a little bit.
Yeah.
With their bye, they moved to 28 points.
Yep.
South Sydney versus Cronulla, they are playing that game. I believe they are back at home, but it's a South Sydney home game. No, in Perth.
Who'd you say? Cronulla? Win.
South Sydney versus Cronulla in Perth.
Win.
So they move up again, obviously, to 20. They move to 30 points if they win that game. They play the Dragons at home.
Win. 32.
32, Newcastle away.
It'll be a tight, close one. I'm thinking Golden Point, because Newcastle got a slight average, slight to better run home, so they'll be pushing for an 8. So
let's scrap that one out. We'll say they lose that one just for the purpose of this. So they're on 32 points, and then the Roosters at home.
Oh well, they're going to win that one with the form that the Roosters in.
So if you say 34 points, I think it's quite safe with that run home. I think they will obviously play finals football, and then it's obviously who they play in that run home.
I reckon they get bottom 8.
100%.
I reckon not bottom 9, but bottom of the top 8 for sure. Because unfortunately, the Raiders are the only team in the top 8 with a negative for and against. So really, let's just say Sharks Cowboys win this weekend and the Raiders don't. Raiders jump from 5th to 7th, going on that. So really, that negative for and against will hurt you in the long run. And man, oh man, I did a couple of weeks ago say, look at the Raiders, they're in the top 4, but
well, I mean, I think the only thing that could potentially save the Raiders in that top 4 is how Cronulla are falling. But obviously, it will be interesting to see how South Sydney go. Obviously, Souths, Parramatta, Cowboys, and into 7th, they all have a bye, so they all will jump up 2 points. So you're probably leaning towards 2 or 3 of those teams do make the A. But Baxter, we will keep moving. You've gone 1 to 12 with Souths. I think that Latrell Mitchell, although, like you said, I don't think he needs to go 100%. Him being in that squad opens up Cody Walker, and I think that's where you're going to see Cody Walker get back to his best football. So
yeah,
I've gone Souths 13+. You've gone 1 to 12. Baxter, let's